Fellas, welcome back to the channel. How are we all doing? Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's having a good day so far. Welcome back to Warthunder Wednesdays, episode 71, I want to say. Please tell me I'm right. This is literally the most me thing. I cannot remember what episode I'm on half the time. I am literally... Yeah, it's 71. You know it's bad when I can't even remember my own goddamn video. Anyways, welcome back to the video. Welcome back to the series. Hope you all are doing well. Thank you all for the love and support on the last few videos as well, with the F1 stuff, with the Warthunder Wednesdays. I really do appreciate it a lot. It means a lot to me, guys, as well. Thank you to all the people who are commenting as of late as well and chatting with me. Helps with the algorithm a lot too. So that is nice to see. And as of course, if you haven't already, please do leave a like, subscribe, comment, turn on the notification bell to get notified when I upload. We upload every Wednesday on this channel, every Sunday when the F1 is on as well. For the podcast, we do that little podcast review kind of thing. It's just me babbling into the camera for about an hour and a half. So if you enjoyed that, give it a shout. But yes, we're back at Warthunder Wednesdays, episode 71, and we're doing something a bit different today. I want to go through the April Fool's event, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, finished. Yeah, it's gone. It's finished as of today, I believe, earlier today. Today was the last day for it, but I do believe if you go into achievements, Great War, yeah, it is finished. It finished actually April 6th, 2025, 12:02. Did start on April 1st, 2025 at 10:02. So this ran from the 1st to the 6th of April. It was a 5-day event. We'll just quickly jump over. So as you can see, I only played a bit of it. Simply, I'll preface because World War I history, while I do know a decent bit of the major bits about it, I'm not that big on World War I history in the sense that it never appealed to me. Whereas like World War II history is more my thing. Where like some people like the, say, Spanish Armada and all their history. I don't care for that stuff. That just never interests me in history, and you know, other stuff like that, or like the wars before World War One. They know a lot about. I just didn't appeal to me. Maybe just because I like more the military vehicles in World War Two and Cold War, modern era beyond. But it, you know, it still was a major historical event. I'm not denying that. You get what I'm saying, right? It just didn't appeal to me in terms of what I like for history. So there was two sides, the Triple Entente, which of course is the Allies or the German Empire. And I have four replays to show you guys. But what I liked about this is it was a very nice, easy grind if you want to get all the World War I vehicles. They were, because you actually can unlock them all, the tanks. I don't think you can unlock the planes. Am I mistaken? So you could get the Saint-Chamond, the French tank. You get the A7V. You could get the... what's the difference there? I think that's just a mistake placeholder. That should be the Mark V. Couple of decorations. You get a title, some of that. So if you still want to get this and you've missed it, you can get it with GE and you can buy all these tasks. I'm tempted to, but it's a lot of money just for vehicles I don't really care about. And I'll talk about the vehicles as I'm playing them in the video. But like it's 600 nearly G per task. And there is 6 tasks on either side. So you can decide for yourself. These normally stay here for a day or two. So Gaijin normally is there. If you missed it, you can G the task and get these guys if you missed them. I don't really care for them. Not my type of thing. There was also a naval event, the Battle of Jutland, going on. I don't care for naval, and I did play a bit of it, but the new change with the aiming has just made it so crap that I don't care for it. So I am going to be showing you guys some replays, and we're going to start with replay 1. This is the Great War mode. I believe I started on the German Empire side. The real cool thing about this was in Flanders. It was set in the map Flanders, which, if I'm not mistaken, I'm trying to think. When did the tanks debut in World War I? Was the Battle of the Somme? If I'm not mistaken, it's the Battle of the Somme, right? The Mark IV's debuted. But anyways, as you can see, this map is so heavily detailed. It's so cool. Oh, sorry, no. We started with the Triple Entente, with the Saint-Chamond. I think I might have clicked the wrong replay. Did I? I don't know. I can't remember. Anyways, this is a Saint Chamond. It's basically a tractor with a box of metal and some big guns thrown on top of it. And, yeah. Just, I don't like the World War One tanks. They're also really bad. Also, that star. Someone tell me what that is. Because in my head, that represents something else, but I don't know what it is. So, could someone let me know what that means? Also, shout out to, like, crocodile designs and, like, the other, stuff on the side of the tanks. Really cool. So anyways, we're going to push up here, sit beside this other Saint Chamond. And the fun thing I will say about these vehicles, they're so damn big, you can just see them from like ages away. So we have a couple of A7Vs here. We're going to send a shot down range. Can't pen for shit, and I get absolutely nailed because the Saint Chamond, as you can see by the design down the bottom, basically just has everything crammed into the front. I'm going to drop some artillery over there and that, guys. And, like, this is why these tanks don't appeal to me. Like, most of these World War One tanks were so bad. You can maybe say the Mark V and Mark IVs were okay. But that's because they were decent tanks. But they still broke down. They bogged down in the mud. They just weren't good. Like, and it's funny. This kind of ties into... I was talking about worst tanks in the game in my last video. And someone commented this has been replaced by the Mark V. I don't really want to class the World War One tanks as tanks. They are the original tanks, but they're so fucking appallingly bad in their own way. Like, the only good tank from World War One you can argue is the Renault FT-17 light vehicle, because it had a damn turret and two-man crew and was a good light vehicle and had the little, like, proper way to cross trenches. That was kind of like the first proper decent tank. You didn't really see proper tanks built in maybe, what, 2022, roughly? So we're crossing the trench here. I will say the level of detail, just going on another side tangent for a second, having all the little soldiers running around, like, and having to shoot them to get them off the objective to cap it, it's really funny. Also, you can hear it there in the background. Hold on, if I... I wanted to rewind it. But you could hear the whistles there. That was the whistles of the commanders telling the men to go over the trench and go into no man's land. That is so fucking cool. Even the small details, the mud holes there. You can see them charging actually there on the screen. The little blue dots. The fact that while this was all going on, they had the... They have the men charging the trenches, the machine gunners firing in no man's land, and all that. It's just like every small detail, like all the crater holes filled with mud and rain from the constant shelling. Like, I will give Gaijin props 10 out of 10 for this. They have put in a serious amount of time and effort into the details of this World War One era, and it top notch. It just, personally for me, it just doesn't appeal to me, and that's why I didn't play the event, nor did I really care for any of the vehicles. This is the other vehicle in the game, the Garford, which is basically a truck with some machine guns, some steel plating bolted together, and a big cannon that lobs HE fired on the back of it. There's two versions of this. There's one on the German side and the Triple Entente. Based the same vehicle, the livery is slightly different. But as you can see, like, I'm driving along. This thing actually moves pretty well until you get to any bit of mud or hill, because, you know, it's a literal fucking tractor. But none of these guns can pen for shit. That's the only problem. You really have to know where to shoot. I hit an A7V dead on. That thing has an 18-man crew, just for context. Like, these things have mad survivability of how many men were just crammed into these things. My god, they were fucking mad. We get absolutely nailed by him. And we die. Shocker. Yeah, these vehicles were a lot of them. The Garford I did not like. The tanks, yeah. This Garford, that's the other one there, the German version. Did not like. But I will say, overall, like, even every little detail of the way they designed the map, how it worked, everything was really good. Now, I don't think I got another spawn after that, did I? Or did I have to go somewhere? No. This is the Mark V. This is the British version, or the British tank originally, that's one. Now this probably, aside from maybe the A7V is not as well known. It is known, but not as well. But and Saint Chamond maybe not as not. But the Mark V and the Renault FT-17 are probably the most well-known tanks. But like these were so early. Like I don't know. Like they are tanks, but to me they're just like big boxes with fucking guns, tractors even. Like they weren't, you know. Also, it's funny that they're so much more fast and reliable than they were in real life, so it is weird. Look, they were a massive, huge step forward in terms of getting these tanks to where they are now in modern era. Like these were the original ones. They are probably the worst tanks that ever created. I will agree, but worst in the game. I mean, realistically, right? Most of these are 1.10 reserve. I think they're all 1.0s. They are going to be facing Panzer 3s, Panzer 3Bs. You know, if you're on the British side, if you're in the A7V, you're going to be facing Tetrarchs and stuff like that, right? A13 Mark Cruiser, A13 cruisers, right? Them tanks are about 20 years ahead or so. Because you think about these debuted in the Somme in what, 1917, I think, roughly. If there's any World War One buffs in this video, please correct me on all my information, please. Because I'm very rusty on my World War One knowledge to an extent. The only thing I watched recently about World War One was about General Haig, the Butcher of the Somme, and all the stuff that he did. But like these vehicles in the game, right? Let's just take this from gameplay, right? Outdated, outdesigned, and with the Mark V especially, has this weird thing we have to select secondary weapon or primary weapon so that it flicks the gun over, because otherwise the left-hand pauldron that's firing, you can't actually view, like zoom in. It's fixed to the right one. So it doesn't, if you swing the camera, like you just get the little round circle shooting, which I think I demonstrate in the next piece here. But like these things are going to be facing, you know, panzers, and like there's a lot of nasty little, like even low tier Swedish tanks these will face. They're going to get decimated, like, and you get these unlocked, fair enough, they're cool, they're collector's items, you can spade them, but even at, even at 1.0, you know, like milk trucks are going to be running around with guns. They're going to obliterate these things. So they probably are the worst of tanks objectively, but like they should be just fighting each other in this, like in a mode like this the whole time. They shouldn't be fighting the reserve tanks that are in this game. I'm going to go through the reserve tanks, these, and the 1.0s these can face, actually. Maybe after this one. But as you can see here, right, I'm looking out the right-hand pauldron. By the way, just like look at the detail. Like, look at this, like all the red dots are enemy infantry. And you can, I start trying to light them up here. One thing I'll say about every gun that was on any of these tanks, whether it's the A7V, the Saint Chamond, or the Mark V, or the Garford, holy shit, their firing arc was so low, and it took me so long to get used to it. It was really weird. But you see there, I'm trying to, like, you actually get points for killing the infantry. Get a hit there. There's machine guns firing at me. I'm trying to stop this enemy infantry wave. There's a enemy, the German captured version of these, they're called Bauter Panzers, I believe is how I pronounce it. And then we get nailed, and that is the end of replay 1. So that's that. That was our first. I think that was my second game. The first game was in the A7V. I think I clicked the wrong. No, I didn't. But like I wanted to touch on this for a second. M2A4s. Armor penetration 77 millimeters, right? M2. 79 LVTs, Compen 79, M13s, M2A2s. You could face an M15. You can even face an M8 HMC howitzer, okay, for Germany, if you're playing the German vehicles. If you're in a British tank, Panzer 35Ts, Panzer 3Es, Panzer 3Bs. You could face a Panzer 4C. You can face, if you're really unlucky, you could face a Flak Panzer 38. The 15 centimeter SLG 33. The Zonderkraft 221. Panzer 2C. Do you see what I'm getting at? Like Russian tanks, BT5s, T26s. Okay, maybe not as strong. You can face a T28 that was made in 1938 variant. And that is going to be facing World War One vehicles. So like, do you see where I'm getting at? Now, their armor's not great and the guns can probably pen each other, that's fine. But like, them World War One vehicles are outclassed. See what I mean? A13 Mark 1s, Tetrarchs, the Sark Mark 4. You know, like the Japanese, okay, the whole row was a nasty one to face. Maybe the Zondercraft for the Chinese and the M8, not major else there. Italy probably is the weakest of the reserves, I would say. Maybe aside from the L33. It's just a meme vehicle. The French. AMD 35, S35. You can face a D2 in this thing. Where's that absolute torture I played in the last video? Oh yeah, there it is, the FCM 36. Yeah, no, like, you see what I mean? Like, what have the Swedish got? The Stridsvagens, IKVs if you're really unlucky, good god. And then you can't face anti-Israeli. But that's the thing. You're going to face them tanks in World War One vehicles. Not going to end well. The only thing you want for you is survivability because of how many men were rammed into that damn tank. Anyways, let me get into game 2 and we'll keep talking while I have some actual footage for you guys to watch. Alrighty, welcome to the second replay. This actually was my first game, so the games are the wrong way around. I have them titled the wrong way. Anyways, welcome to the German Empire side. We are in the legendary A7V. The bunker on tracks, the barn door on tracks, the box on tracks. As you can see, I'm figuring out that there's machine guns all around this tank. You know, along with one giant main cannon, which was weird. Yeah, I don't know what in the hell the Germans were smoking when they built this thing. Like, at least the Mark 4 and 5s were built to cross trenches. Like, this thing was just a bunker. I know it was built late in response, and then the Germans surrendered. So, the A7V was really just, why did they even waste the resources? I guess they had to do something. I mean, imagine being a soldier in World War One, like, and just fighting, you know, regular charges of infantry and horses and artillery and that. And the next thing you see this giant metal box with guns come steaming over the trenches. Like, imagine the horror that would do to you. Anyways, we come up here, we spotted Garford. I am struggling with aiming, as per usual. I launch a shell, hit him. Don't detonate his transmission. I switch to the high explosive. A tree gets in my way because I can't aim for shit, nor can I take my time. I hit him with HE, and it barely does anything. And we'd load up a third shot. My aim is as shocking as ever. And then we get a kill. Because we detonated his ammo. Not a bad start. But yeah, as you can see, like, look at the level of detail. Like, you've got all the broken bits, the tank traps. You've got the AI infantry charging the trenches. I'm killing a few of them here. Poor bastards. I just want to touch on the infantry as well. Because I've seen a lot of people saying, oh, maybe they should add them. You know that, and I've seen it in a few other streams I've been in. This has been talked about. No, don't add infantry to the game. If you want to see why infantry being added to a Gaijin game is bad, go watch Enlisted. Go see what Enlisted is like with infantry and tanks, and you'll see how much of a hellhole it is, and why people are quitting the game and barely anyone plays it. So don't add infantry. Infantry will not work in this game, I can guarantee. If you want to see what Gaijin have done with infantry, go play Enlisted. You'll realize how much of a mess it is and why no one likes it. So, or why no one likes tanks in an infantry game. Anyways, point being, it won't work. It hasn't worked. You want an example? Look at the state of Enlisted, and you'll know what I mean. Anyways, we get nailed by, I believe, that Garford after me trying to spend half an hour shooting the machine gunner. That was something I didn't like too as well, which I found a bit weird, is them machine gunners, as they're firing at you, you have to hit them direct on with a shell or machine gun to kill them, which kind of makes sense. But also too, if you fired a HE shell right one of them guys, most of the time the shrapnel's going to knock them off, kill them. You know, it's a bit unrealistic, but that's nitpicking for me now. I'm nitpicking here. Right now we are literally just soaking up bullets because my alive crew are in the back of the tank and my actual crew that are dead are all in the front of the tank. How I'm still alive is beyond me. We start trying to make a retreat here because we're just getting nailed from every side. That's one thing I'll say. The A7V was very survivable. Because it just had so many damn crew. But then again, any of these tanks, like, look at the, what was it, T-35? That has a ridiculous amount of crew. You hear the clanking of the metal of that thing. I'm shooting at something that's not even there. So, I don't know. I decided to make a mad dash to no man's land with barely any crew in this thing. Stupid part. I'm getting distracted by machine guns at this stage, which is really annoying. But like, man, look at it. Like, this is gorgeous. I will say, playing in the Great War event, just timing and other stuff IRL, I didn't have enough time to do all the events all day. If I had the time, I probably would have just grinded the event, because it was fun and enjoyable. And it was a nice change of pace, considering I'm playing 6-7 Germany spading. Like, it's a nice change of pace, you know. As you can see here, I'm failing to shoot a machine gunner. I don't understand what ranging is. That shell, I'm pretty sure landed on him, didn't kill him. So, like, these machine guns can't pen you, they just keep annoying you, so I'm just going to push up. My crew is pretty much dead. I have maybe, what, 4 guys alive. So yeah, and there's tanks everywhere. Well, we are in the middle of no man's land, so it's fair. And we get absolutely nailed. Yeah, Garfer got me with a nice ricochet shell. Like, look how much crew. Look at that. Man, the World War I tanks were wild designs. I'm glad they didn't add the SAR tank into this. The SAR tank would have been funny. That actually would have been a great April Fool's event. But the next thing, I think, do I spawn in a Zeppelin here? No, we go with the German captured Mark 5s. Yeah, IV4. IV's 4. Or is IV5? Mark 5. No, 5. That's 4. I'm so stupid. Anyways, so this is the German version where instead of the machine gun in the front, they took out the machine gun and mounted a cannon in it, which was kind of cool. See there? Oh no, did they? I can't remember. Is that no, it's not. It's a machine gun. What? I'm so dumb sometimes, honestly. But yeah, I love like the little details of how they like. If you see on the side, this tank's name is Fritz. Like they did that in World War One, where they named all their tanks, started that. But like, look at the mud. Like, look at the detail on this. Like, double fire in the cannons. It's so well done. I will say props to Gaijin for this. But again, this thing suffers from this whole selecting primary weapon shit. Just wasn't fun. But overall, like, I do think these tanks are good. I didn't get them just because they don't appeal to me. It's like the last few battle passes. Nothing for me in the last few battle passes has been exciting, so I haven't done them. It has to appeal to me for me to want to do it and grind the event. So if the events aren't worth appealing to me, I'm not going to waste my time grinding them just for the sake of making one YouTube video and reviewing it. So we come up here on a enemy Mark 5. We don't pen his sides. I start lighting him up and I start wiggling my gun, then realize I can't see out of the other gun. We do get a hit. Just absolutely no damage to him. He lobs a shell at me, I absorb it. I'm wiggling my tank over to get a line of sight with the other gun, which is when I lose my main frontal machine gunner. Shoot him through the pauldron, realize I can't see out of that, so now I have to basically wig. This is what I mean when you have to go Y on mouse and keyboard and 1 and select the. I have to select the the view to change over, which I didn't like. I feel like there's definitely a way that Gaijin could implement code that where you're looking with the cameras where the sniper zoom goes to, and not having to select primary weapons and secondary weapons. It's a bit annoying having to like aim like this. And as you see, I'm like whiffing so many shots. But the cool thing with these tanks is you can just literally just wiggle straight over to the other side and then just that. So he gets finished off, and there's a Saint Shaman sitting behind the hill. Otherwise, I'm going to spend my time shooting APHE at a machine gunner, because gameplay on this channel never fails to amaze me. Also, shout out the really slow planes up in the sky. You can hear them pottering around up there. It's so cool. But this is just really cool. All I wanted to do while playing this was blast Sabaton Great War. Honest to God. Like, driving these things through no man's land. They do, and the cool thing is, like, the small details, even down to the whistles of the commanders doing the no man's land charges. It would have been cool, I think, at the very start of a game, as you're spawning in, and a massive artillery barrage goes off. How I didn't see that Saint Shaman straight away is wild. As the artillery barrage goes off, then the no man's land charge is called. I somehow hit under him. Don't understand that. This gameplay is fucking shocking. I'm blaming this on this being a World War One vehicle. Anyways, it would have been cool to see like a full scale, but I guess like even see like those small guys charging in small groups is really cool. I'm on fire. I've many crew dead, and I'm bombed. No, I survive. Just my tracks get blowing off. My gun is out. My gunner is dead, and now I'm dead. Take a lot of damn abuse, these tanks, if people don't know where to shoot. Which is weird. But is this where I get the Zeppelin? I think there's one of these replays I get a Zeppelin. There's 2 minutes left. Yes, it is. Ah, this was one of the coolest parts. This was actually the only time I get to spawn in the Zeppelin. But man, look at this thing. Also, shout out to the crews that stood on top of these. I actually need to watch I need to find a good documentary on Zeppelins and what was it like for Zeppelin crews. You know, all these like people in the machine gun turrets. Man, I couldn't aim for shit in these games. Holy crap. But look at these guys standing right on top of the Zeppelins with the machine guns. Man, if any of you guys know a good Zeppelin documentary, what it was like for Zeppelin crews during World War One, let me know. I'd be actually kind of curious to see what it was like for Zeppelin crews. I keep entering the bomber view on accident, then realize I put my buoyancy all the way down, then realize I'm plummeting to the ground and I have no way of stopping it because I'm too busy trying to shoot the HP-12 bombers, the big like British Allied bombers, I believe they are. These guns are also piss poor. I think they're very small caliber MGs because I could not pen nor kill anything to save my life. Also, the fact that we're only doing, what, 90 kilometers in this, and like most of them bombers are doing 100, 210. It's just, it's so slow. It's so funny. Yeah, how like just to feel like so back in time with the vehicles was mad. I'd randomly just bomb drop everything near their spawn because I don't know why. I'm also getting lit up to fuck everywhere. That bomber is literally trying to park on me, which is just wild. Yeah, the Zeppelins suck. The controls felt very weird. I was weird trying to get used to doing the buoyancy thing and hard turn them. Lot of dead zones for the gunners. They couldn't shoot. I'm now going upwards. I think I'm leveling. I'm trying. This time I'm panicking, leveling out, and then I'm on fire. And you know what happens when a Zeppelin goes on fire, guys? It's going down. I'm gathering timber. This Zeppelin's burning. We're gonna crash. Let's make a night. You won't remember. This Zeppelin's gone. Oh, that was terrible. I will never do that again. I'm so sorry. Let's go to the next replay. Right, welcome to the third replay, which is back on the Triple Entente side. We're back in the Saint Chamond, which is the French tank. Which is just such a... Like, I don't know how this thing was built for crossing trenches. Case in point here, though, it crosses a trench fine. And then almost topples over or gets stuck on the trench. Some World War One experts want to, like, correct me in the comments, please. I'd actually be so fucking thankful because I'm so clueless on these vehicles. So, yeah, one thing I was going to touch on, and I don't think I've seen it at all. I think that people... I was expecting people to say, oh, I wish there was more maps. It's funny. Excuse me. It's funny, like, you could say, oh, there should be more maps in this mode. Like, when this is Flanders. But, like, realistically, most of World War One looked like this. Lots of damage, lots of trenches, lots of shell holes with artillery, from artillery. And, you know, like, World War Two was the war of the tanks, stuff like that. World War One was the war of the artillery piece. The artillery guns got bigger and bigger and bigger. Like, you should really look up... there was a documentary I watched before about artillery pieces in World War One. Man, some of the shit and some of the guns they cooked up in World War One to fire non-stop, ridiculous. We non-pen the front of an A7V. Shocker, these things have shocking penetration. I don't even know what their thing is. I don't have their stat cards because I don't have the tanks unlocked and I'm not paying the G, really. So I'm not going to bother. Oh. So I'm gonna make a charge over to Charlie, because why not? I don't really know how to play this map or what to do. If you're wondering why I'm doing this, is because I keep looking at all the details on the tank and how its ability to move is. Like, it's really weird seeing these old boxy tanks. I think this is to where we are now, like your Abrams and your Leos and all that, and think this is where it started all them years ago. I need to get bogged down in a trench because I can't drive for shit as well as even play this game properly. And we get nailed in the side and something sets me on fire and oh, it's an A7V. And it's not even the right A7V. It's the other guy to my left, but I'm so blind I can't figure out that. There's also a machine gunner shooting me, which is very annoying. Then I get nailed on the other side because the Saint Shimon has the great design of putting a machine gunner in the back and all your crew and ammo up the front because French tank design is amazing in World War One. Yeah, A7V right through the wells. Damn. That's rough. That is rough. As I say, some of these vehicles have either great survivability or they're fucking dog shit. So what did I take out after this? Oh yeah, I took out the little biplane because I wanted to try out more of the things. And you're going to see some very bad piloting from me. This is just becoming a showcase of how bad I am at this game, isn't it, chat? Chat? I'm not even streaming. Oh my god. Oh, I just said that as if I'm recording the video. Anyways, I am figuring out how World War One biplanes work. Yeah, this goes horribly wrong. So I learned the shoot button. Great success. I would say the designs on these planes are gorgeous, like deliveries. Love the designs on them. And for some reason there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 A7Vs just parked on one side. So I'm like, I'm gonna strafing run these guys. I can't pen them with the MGs. Why? Don't ask me why I'm doing this. Also, there's 2 dead carcasses of A7Vs there. And then I get hit. So I'm like, uh-oh. I narrowly avoid missing a tree. They're all shooting at me. I'm like, alright. I do a barrel roll. And then I'm like, oh, Zeppelin. And then I realize, oh, you're in a World War One biplane. It's not a modern day plane that can spin itself around. We crash and die. Let's go on to the last replay. Alrighty, so we're back on the final replay of this video. Back on the German Empire side. Back in the big A7V. And I go over its worst nightmare, a hill. Yes, World War I tanks do not like hills, believe it or not. So yeah, overall, right, I think the Garford is probably the worst vehicle of this event, just in general. I sadly didn't play enough games to try out the British bomber, but I say that would have been decent. The biplane on the British side felt alright. I get hit straight away by something, and I have no clue what the fuck hit me. And then I get hit again. I believe I'm now damaged. And I get blown up within a minute and 30 seconds. See what I mean? Yeah, amazing gameplay. But, also, I believe Jeremy Clarkson 1 killed me. Yes, he did. Nice. Thank you, Jeremy Clarkson. That's great. But, overall, I think this event is a good showing that they can bring in old vehicles, but I feel like these should be, like, well below 1.0 reserve tier. That should be a tier below for these, because they're not going to compete. Although I haven't played enough low tier to see these guys in action, so wait and see what, like, videos come up on YouTube of these guys. I've seen people take them into high tier already, which I knew was going to happen. The minute you could get your hands on World War One, World War II tanks, like these, and take them against modern era tanks, I knew full well what would happen. I think I've seen A7Vs take into 8.0. By the way, if you're wondering why I'm stopped here, it's because my food arrived that I'd ordered. I went to get my food, and I just sat here because I thought, why not? We'll see if I die and I come back. But the Garford was definitely the worst vehicle, by far. Very bad engine, very bad mobility, didn't like the mod. You had to stick to the road and the wooden, like, wooden pieces laid down. So, Garford the worst. The biplanes, didn't get to try the German Fokker, got to try the British or the French plane that's there. Seemed okay, I just couldn't fly them for shit. The British bomber, sad I didn't get to try that, but I say it would have been actually a lot better than the Zeppelin. Even from fighting it in the Zeppelin, I say a lot better. The Mark IV, Mark Vs, probably the best tanks, and the way they're built for mobility in a sense that they can cross trenches the best and move around, and that they have the guns going either side. Um, I would say this the Mark 4 and 5s, or the Burt Panzer 4s, probably 7-ish, 6, 7 out of 10 in terms of like in fun to play. As you can see, I'm figuring out how to switch the gunner view over. The Saint Chamond, not really that fun. I think just the way it's designed with all the ammo and gunners and everything at the front. So if something gets a shell through you that has like any explosive filler goes off, most of your crew's dead and you're just bogged and stuck, and it's not great. The A7V is probably the best survivability, I believe, just because of how many damn crew. I think it's 18 men compared to what's in this thing. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. It's not bad. Like you see here, like this thing can maneuver over trenches very well because it was built to do that. But yeah. And then what other vehicle am I missing? A7V, Saint Chamond, Garford, Brute Panzer, the Fokker. I didn't get to try, which is the German biplane. Don't know, was it the triple wing biplane? But didn't get to try that. Oh, the Zeppelin. Controls in the Zeppelin need a lot of work. If they bring this stuff back, they need to rework the Zeppelin controls. Zeppelins felt very weird. I've seen some people saying it was a tester for submarines. Could be, I don't know. We do get a hit on a Saint Chamond there, which is quite nice. But I don't know. Like, to me, these vehicles just don't appeal to me. I tried to shoot that guy with a cannon shell. I'm so sorry. I tried to shoot that guy with a cannon shell. That's a war crime. I'm so sorry. But I just don't think these appeal to me. The Mark 4, Mark 5, the Burt Panzers, the Zeppelins. The Zeppelins are quite cool. I do like the Zeppelins. But the planes, other than that, not really that bothered about. The Garford, not bothered about. Saint Chamond, not bothered about. Like, the only thing I would want to unlock is maybe the Zeppelins, but you couldn't get it. You could only get the A7V, the Saint Chamond, and the Mark 4, Mark 5. So, but overall, 10 out of 10 to Gaijin for the event idea for April Fools. I do think it was a great idea. Maybe at the start, I know the A7Vs, the German side was very overpowered, very busted. They had to bring in a quick nerf, quick like nerf to its reload rate or something. And I think a lot more people were queuing on the German side because they knew that was the easy wins, which doesn't make sense considering, you know, all you have to do is get 5k score. It was pretty easy. I got like 3.5k from like 2 games on one side. Like, I could have easily grinded out the event. Just wasn't for me, like I said, so it didn't appeal to me, so I didn't bother doing it. There's the whistles again. Even though you can't hear it over the massive amount of bombs being dropped, but you could hear the whistles for the and there you go. See, look how much of my crew is dead already. And we're dead. Anyways, back to the hangar. Let's give my final thoughts. So, the World War I event. Decent. Overall, 10 out of 10. For implementation, how it played, how it worked, everything. It was just really, really well done. Downsides, I think at the start, with the German side being kind of a bit like overpowered in a sense, and everyone wants to play that side in the lobbies, or a bit imbalanced. You need to wait like 8 minutes for a game on the first day. So obviously I didn't experience that because I didn't play it to the last day, and most people were done with it then. But I do think they did a good job, and I can't fault them for that. Map design was really good with Flanders, really captured World War One. The small details of even like the whistles and the charges and the machine guns and the barbed wire, the mud, and how the mud affected your vehicles, and how like there was all the craters full of water from the artillery bombardments. The artillery sounded a lot heavier and gruntier when you launched it in this mode compared to the normal game, which was a nice feature, I think, nice addition. And as I said, the vehicles, Garford by far the worst of the ground vehicles, followed by the Saint Chamond, then the Mark 4, 5, Burt Panzer, like that family of all, and then I think the A7V was probably the best, but you could argue that's only because of survivability with so much crew. Arguably it was probably one of the shittest tanks. realistically. The Saint Mom maybe has a better tank than the A7V, but like that thing gets one shell through the front of it, half its crew dead, same as that. The Mark 4, 5 and Burpanzer, the German version, they're more spaced out, so it's actually a bit harder. But I believe if you shot the top of the Mark 4 5s, that like commander bit, and you kept penning that, you could keep killing them easier. I couldn't just aim for shit. The guns are very low very low velocity, so the arcs with the shells just drop very quickly. That took a bit of getting used to. Some weird stuff with the controls, like with selecting the gun pods on either side of the Mark 4 and 5s. That was a bit weird. As for the planes, tried the French biplane. Seemed okay, a bit slow, sluggish. The Fokker I didn't get to try, sadly. The Zeppelin handled like a fucking boat, but that's a Zeppelin for you. So like overall, a good event, a good April Fool's event. It's still there now as of recording this, and it'll probably be there for another day or two. If you want to G and get them vehicles of yourself, do. I won't, because I do think they're just going to be outclassed by everything at Reserve 1.0, 1.3. They're actually, no, sorry, they're not Reserves, they're 1.0, all these World War One vehicles. So they all have a chance to go up to 1.7, I believe. Yeah, 0.7 of a BR is the max range you can go up. So, like, I think that can go 1.7. You face some nasty machines, like early World War II stuff. They'll decimate you in these things, unless you play really well in these. So, not for me, not my thing, but hey, a lot of people seem to like and enjoy it, and that's the main thing. If you enjoy it and you liked it, let me know. Let me know in the comments what you thought they could do differently. Is there anything else you would have preferred to see? Any maybe other vehicles or stuff they missed from World War One? You know, very obscure stuff they could have added that you might know about that I might. Let me know in the comments. Let me know if I got anything wrong information-wise. As I say, I always prefer to be corrected, but yeah, good event overall. Definitely 10 out of 10 event. Very low scoring too. Not like 35k or anything dumb like for a major vehicle. 5k, perfect for these. I would argue maybe even bring it down to 2.5. Considering you had to do both sides. If it was 2.5 each side and 5k in total a day, I think would even make it better. And maybe then you extend it by a day or two because you know it's a lot quicker to grind. So yeah, and some cool like titles and player profile pictures and cool loading screens. So yeah, I can't complain. But that's it for me. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this event and what you think of it. Next week we're back at Warthunder Wednesdays. I think we're going to continue our mini series of worst vehicle in the game. We're going to be trying another French vehicle. I think the AMC 34Y or something like that. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. But it was suggested to me by a commenter that that's actually worse than my the tank I played the last video, the FCM. So we're going to try that out. So look forward to that next week. And I do look forward to playing another torturous tank that I can't pen shit for. That's gonna be fun. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. Made it this far in the video, please do leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, turn on the notification bell as well. Links to everything are below as always. And yeah, I hope you have a good rest of your week, good rest of your Wednesday, your weekend, whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you guys next one. Love you all, take care, peace. Gosta de fazer orgia, essa novinha que tá na volanda. Gosta de fazer orgia, sentando em cima da piroca, 24 horas por dia.